The pleasure to follow the Noble Lord, Lord Best, with whom I usually agree, but on this occasion I'm afraid I am going to come to a point of disagreement. Yes, of course, people need homes, but they also need healthy homes, which requires those homes to be in a healthy environment. And the level of pollution of our rivers means that that is just something that's not available at the moment. You can't have a healthy home without a healthy environment. Now, I want to thank the Noble Lord, Lord Moylan and his committee for this excellent report, and the Noble Lord for his introduction to this crucial debate. And I want to stress that what's clear from the whole committee report is this is a failure over decades. Yep. I often hold the government responsible for many things it's done in the last 14 years, and I do in this area as well, but it's not just its government's fault, the current mess that we are in. We are, as the Noble Earl Russell said, one of the most nature-depleted corners of this planet, and we have an enormous housing crisis, both a lack of housing and also the incredible cost of housing. What the Green Party says is that we need the right home in the right place at the right price. Now, the part of that that's most relevant to this report is the right place, and that means essentially a healthy place. And to get to all of those requirements, what we require is a total turnaround in policy. Now, I learnt about extraordinarily bad planning in Australia, where there is no green belt. I grew up in Sydney, a city that just sprawls and sprawls and sprawls and destroys everything in its path. So I really want to stress the value of the green belt. It's there to protect land, but it's also to keep urban centres compact, close to public transport, shops, etc. Now, the Noble Lord, Lord Moylan referred to the potential biodiversity value of brownfield sites, and that's something that we really do have to take account of. So I think those who are inventing a new term of grey belt might want to reflect on some of those issues. I also want to refer to biodiversity offsetting, which is something I've debated with many other ministers, so I won't go into depths on this now. But I, with the local elections approaching, have been travelling around the country a lot by train recently, looking out the window at new estates. And with biodiversity net gain being very often off-site, what we're all too often looking at are biological deserts, homes set on tiny pocket handkerchief lawns, and for street after street after street, there's not a tree or even a shrub to be seen. And we are increasingly knowing that that has massive negative impacts on human health. Now, for the next part, I probably should declare my position as Vice President of the Local Government Association, and I'm picking up points made by the Noble Lord, Lord Barclay, about the resources available to local councils. Now, I have to note the government's response to paragraph 59 of the committee report. The government says, and I quote, "A well-resourced local planning authority is crucial to the delivery of all planning functions." Close quote. I can hear the hollow laughs in councils up and down the land right at this moment. We know that local authorities have been starved of resources and of the power to make decisions. And I note also that paragraph 120 of the committee's report says that public bodies are facing challenges recruiting and retaining ecological expertise, and it's necessary to bring expertise into the system through recruitment or training. Now, unfortunately, the government response to this paragraph says absolutely nothing about education or training. Yet the issue of green skills, again, when I talk to local councillors, and Noble Lords might be interested to know that 10% of councils in England have Greens as part of the administration of those councils. When I talk to those councillors, they're basically saying that ecologists are like hen's teeth. It's not that they're not trying to recruit them. These ecologists do not exist. And these green skills don't suddenly pop up out of nowhere. People need to be trained. And I don't know if the Noble Lady, the Minister, will be able to comment on that, but it would be very useful. Finally, I just have to come back to reference the Office of Environmental Protection report in January. And Noble Lords, I'm sure many Noble Lords will be saying and have already said, yes, we need housing, but we need a healthy environment for our people to live in. And basically, the Office of Environmental Protection said the government is well off track to meet its long-term water targets. It has real issues of water scarcity, picking up what the Noble Lord Berkeley said. There's not sustainable resource use. None of this is working, and the answer is not just build, build, build. The answer is to build the right house in the right place at the right price. And I look forward to the Noble Lord's maiden speech following.